So you're looking for a single box that can stream your favorite shows in 4K, turn your TV into a smart gaming portal, and maybe even power a little home office setup, all without costing an arm and a leg. /N /N, the MINIX NEO T5 promises to be exactly that, a powerful all-in-one Android TV box that handles everything from Netflix to Nintendo Switch emulation. But here's what surprised me. After weeks of testing, this isn't just another streaming stick clone. /N, however, the real question for 2026 is whether this kind of device is even worth your money anymore with so many alternatives. /N, therefore, I'm going to give you the brutally honest take you need, and for the best price available today, click the link in the description. /N, let's get the obvious out of the way first. The specs on paper are seriously compelling for the price. We're talking about the Rockchip RK3588S chipset, an octa-core beast with a Mali G610 MP4 GPU. That's paired with 8 GB of LPDDR4X RAM and 128 GB of internal storage. On paper, that's more power than most mid-range smartphones. Therefore, the promise is smooth 8K video decoding, high-end emulation, and multitasking without a hiccup. But can a small box with a fan actually deliver on that without sounding like a jet engine? We'll get to that. /N, the design of the NEO T5 is a solid step up from the plastic bricks of yesteryear. It's a compact, metallic square with a subtle MINIX logo on top and a circular LED status light. It feels premium, like it should cost more. It has a good weight to it, which helps with the ports, and oh, the ports. This is where MINIX often shines. You get 2 HDMI ports, one in, one out, multiple USB ports including a fast USB 3.2 Gen 1, an optical audio out, and a full-sized LAN port. Therefore, it's a connectivity powerhouse. But here's a mini twist. In a world moving wireless, are all these physical ports a blessing or a relic? For home theater nerds, it's an absolute blessing. /N, setting it up is straightforward. Plug in power, connect to your TV via HDMI, and you're greeted with a fairly clean Android 13 interface. MINIX uses a lightly skinned version close to stock Android TV, which is a relief. It's not bogged down with bizarre menus or unremovable bloatware. Therefore, you can get to apps like Netflix, Disney+, and Kodi quickly. And this is a crucial, but the real test begins when you start pushing it. Let's talk streaming performance first. /N, for 4K HDR streaming on Netflix, Disney+, and Apple TV+, the NEO T5 is flawless. Playback is instant with no buffering on a good connection. Colors pop, blacks are deep, and it supports common HDR formats. It's a fantastic streaming box. Therefore, if that's all you needed, you could stop the review right here. However, you didn't click on a review for a basic streamer. You're here because of the other promises, gaming and emulation. This is where things get fascinating and, frankly, a little hot. /N, let's talk about gaming performance. Using the Google Play Store, games like Genshin Impact and Asphalt 9 run on high settings with very smooth frame rates. It's genuinely impressive. The Mali G610 GPU holds its own. Therefore, for Android gaming, it's a blast. But the elephant in the room is game streaming and emulation. For Xbox Cloud Gaming and NVIDIA GeForce Now, it's perfect. Low latency, crisp image. Now for emulation. Using apps like Dolphin for GameCube and Wii, and even testing some PlayStation 2 via EtherSX2, the power is clearly there. I was playing The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker Asterisk in upscaled HD smoothly. It was a nostalgia trip that didn't give me motion sickness from frame drops. /N, however, power comes at a cost, specifically thermal cost. Under sustained heavy load, like a 30-minute emulation session, the internal fan spins up audibly. It's not vacuum cleaner loud, but it's noticeable in a quiet room. It's the sound of ambition, I suppose, a tiny box screaming, "I'm a PC, basically." The metal chassis does get warm, but never dangerously hot. Therefore, MINIX included that fan for a reason. It works, but it reminds you this isn't a passive-cooled Fire Stick. It's a different class of device. And now let's dive into the software experience, the make or break for any Android box. As mentioned, the Android 13 interface is clean. You get wide support for apps via the Play Store. MINIX also includes its own Media Center app, which is a nice front-end for local media playback. It supports a ton of video and audio codecs, making it a great Plex or Kodi client. Therefore, as a media hub, it excels. But here's the contrarian snapback. The promise of a full Android desktop is a double-edged sword. /N//N you can connect a keyboard and mouse and switch to a full desktop mode. It's cool for light browsing or document editing. It's like having a tiny, silent desktop PC. However, it's not a replacement for a real computer. The experience is functional but can feel clunky. It's like using a sports car to go grocery shopping, possible, but you're not using it for its intended purpose. Which leads to the joke. Trying to do serious spreadsheet work on this is like trying to parallel park a Lamborghini. You can do it, but everyone watching feels slightly awkward for you. /N//N audio performance is another high point. With support for pass-through of Dolby Atmos and DTS/X via the HDMI and optical ports, it turns your TV or soundbar into a home theater. Movie nights get a serious upgrade. Therefore, for audiophiles and movie buffs, this is a huge check in the Pro column, but let's not forget about the connectivity. The dual HDMI is a unique feature. One port is for output to your TV, the other is an input. This means you can plug in another device, like a cable box or gaming console, and integrate it into the MINIX interface, even adding picture-in-picture. It's a clever feature that adds genuine utility. /N//N so, after all this deep diving, we arrive at the core question for our 2026 review. Is the MINIX NEO T5 worth the investment? Here's the resolution. Therefore, let's break it down by who you are. If you are a pure streamer who just wants Netflix and Hulu in 4K, this is overkill. A cheaper dongle will serve you fine, save your money. However, if you are a tech enthusiast, a retro gaming fan, or someone who wants a single, powerful hub for streaming, local media, and light gaming emulation, then the answer is a resounding yes. /N//N it occupies a sweet spot. It's more capable and future-proof than a basic streamer, yet more affordable and focused than building a mini PC. The 8 GB of RAM ensures it won't choke on multitasking, and the 128 GB storage means you're not constantly managing space. For the power user on a budget, it's a stellar value. But remember the fan noise under load. It's the trade-off. It's like having a tiny, enthusiastic robot in your entertainment center that sometimes needs to vocalize its efforts. /N//N let's talk about the competition. Compared to the latest Amazon Fire TV Cube or Apple TV 4K, the NEO T5 offers more raw power, more ports, and more flexibility, like emulation. But it lacks the seamless ecosystem integration of those devices. Compared to building a cheap mini PC, it's often simpler and more living room friendly. Therefore, its value is in its versatility. It's a Swiss Army knife where other devices are specialized tools. The joke here, this device is the friend who shows up to a party and can fix the Wi-Fi, mix a drink, and beat everyone at Mario Kart. Annoyingly useful. /N//N are their downsides, of course. The remote is fine but basic. Power users will want a better Air mouse or keyboard combo. The fan noise, while manageable, is present, and the full desktop Android experience remains a neat trick rather than a daily driver. It's a device that does many things at 85% efficiency rather than one thing at 100%. But for its target audience, that 85% across 10 tasks is far more valuable. /N//N so, final verdict time. The MINIX NEO T5 in 2026 is a compelling investment for a specific type of user. It's not for everyone. It's for the tinkerer, the enthusiast who wants one box to rule their entertainment center. The build quality is excellent, the performance is robust, and the port selection is unbeatable at this price. Therefore, if your needs match its strengths, you will be thrilled. It delivers on its core promises with only minor quirks. /N/N to wrap it all up, the MINIX NEO T5 is a powerhouse in a small package. It bridges the gap between a simple streaming device and a full-fledged computer in a way that few other boxes do. It makes your TV smarter, more powerful, and a lot more fun. Is it worth the investment? For the right person, absolutely. It's the tech equivalent of finding a perfectly broken-in leather jacket. It just fits a certain lifestyle perfectly. And the final joke, reviewing this thing made me realize my actual laptop is jealous. It's been giving me the cold shoulder, just sitting there with its noisy fan and weaker graphics. /N/N if this sounds like the solution you've been looking for, you can check the current price on Amazon by clicking the link in the description below. I've made sure it's the best available deal. Therefore, that's the link to use. Thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments what you'd use the NEO T5 for: emulation, a media server, or something else entirely.